Hey everyone, I recently completed a 124-mile ride with 7,000 feet of elevation, and I wanted to share what it was like to do it unsupported and how I trained for it. My training goals involve being the best I can physically at my age, figuring out how to optimize my body, and learning what I'm truly capable of. The longer I ride, the more I understand my upper limit. Long rides are an exercise of bodily awareness and discovering what works for your own personal needs. All right, let's begin. Conditioning. Strength train, stretch, foam roll, core work, do all of this weeks before your ride and keep it up for as long as possible. Going into this ride, I had some pre-ride jitters. Why? Because 3 weeks earlier my back had acted up. Totally my fault for slacking on my stretching, foam rolling, and conditioning routine. I'd gotten complacent since everything seemed fine with less maintenance. Then, boom! One weighted single leg squat and my lower back went nope. That little scare was exactly the wake-up call I needed to get serious about my forever exercises again. I've accepted that at my age and with the amount of physical activity I do weekly, my morning routine is just non-negotiable. 30 minutes each morning addressing areas I need to strengthen to keep my body limber. I focused on doing exercises daily and my back pain went away until mile 60 of the ride, which brings me to listening to your body. Check in with your body regularly. This isn't just a suggestion, it's essential for long distance riding. I scan through my body every 30 minutes to see what needs attention. Respond to what your body tells you. Is your crotch feeling sore? Get out of the saddle every so often. Feeling dehydrated? Keep sipping water. At mile 60, I thought I might need to get picked up because my back pain flared up, and I worried it would only get worse. But I decided to ride through it by focusing on engaging my core and activating my glutes more. And eventually, the pain subsided. Usually when something hurts, it's your body telling you something is off, either being overcompensated for or underutilized. Develop body awareness. When you focus inward, you start noticing subtle signals from your muscles and joints. These little messages about what feels funny aren't random. They're valuable feedback. Sometimes it just takes engaging different muscle groups to resolve discomfort and keep going strong. Plan for substantial mid-ride fueling. Thankfully, mile 65 was when we had a lunch break, which brings me to nutrition. It's absolutely vital for long rides. I feel fantastic after lunch. I treated myself to a thick pizza and a latte. And to be honest, there was a lot of cheese on that pizza. And while I knew the calories were needed, I felt slightly nervous about how the cheese would sit in my stomach because of the fat content. But the carbs and caffeine fit the bill perfectly and powered me through the next 20 miles easily. Meanwhile, I took more salt pills, refilled my water bottles, and took a few Advils to help mitigate any lingering back pain. I've heard taking too much Advil is bad for the liver, but honestly, I only take a few, if any, to combat major pain or if I'm sensing a flare-up from overuse. It's about balance and knowing when you truly need to consume it. Another thing that has helped was that I'd ridden 80% of this route before, so I knew what to expect and how to pace myself. My brain was met with confidence rather than uncertainty about what was ahead. Being familiar with the route is incredibly helpful. Along Highway 1 looks like a straight shot south, but it's actually a lot of windy, rolling hills. Knowing this was coming, I leveraged momentum on the downhills to propel me over the most of the next bump. I aim to keep my legs spinning to help shuttle the lactic acid out. Resting for too long can make my legs feel too heavy to want to restart. Now it's almost 2. Yeah, I think we'll be back by 6. We're 86 miles in and our friend got a flat. I think it'll be a quick fix. 86 miles, 5,300 feet. Everyone's nutrition is going to be different. There's no one size fits all. Your gut is unique, and it's up to you to experiment with different fuel sources. There are tons of ways to get energy, from sport-specific foods to peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The world is your oyster when you're burning thousands of calories. Most cyclists favor carbs as energy sources, though some operate on keto or liquid calories. I honestly just carried gummy bears, rice crackers, mini baked goods, a peanut butter banana sandwich, and gummy worms. Training volume and approach. I ride with a crew that's similar in endurance fitness and speed, and we average about 60 to 100 miles a week. This is usually a mix of road and gravel riding. Gravel is my version of strength training on a bike. It's about 30% more challenging than road due to the steepness and added resistance from the dirt. I shoot for about 10 hours of riding a week. The climbs I've done to prepare for this ride include long segments that go from 0 to 2,000 feet. The climbs on this ride maxed out at 800 feet, so when those hills arrived, they were very manageable. Okay, I want to talk about the nutrition prep game plan before a big ride. 3 days before, I kick into prep mode, salt tablets, magnesium supplements, and serious hydration until my pee is running clear. You know what I haven't experienced in years? Those awful ride-ruining cramps. My secret? The warming up, staying religious about hydration, and keeping those minerals flowing before and during rides. That means I'm packing extra electrolyte packets, popping salt tablets every couple hours, and making sure I down a full bottle of water every hour. I aim to do my best there. And yes, that means more pee breaks, but I'll take that any day over being dehydrated and dealing with those nasty cramps. Finishing strong. Weirdly, I felt a second wind with only 20 miles to go. My brain went on autopilot once I was in familiar territory. My body knew exactly how to handle it and when to take my last bits of fuel. Getting out of Sausalito, guys, that last climb after a long day makes my stomach sink sometimes. It feels harder than the hardest climbs because you're tapped out at that point. At the same time, you want to get it over with. At least I do. So when I know where to exert every ounce of my energy, I give it my all and power through and end on a high and tired note. Feels great at the end of the day. And maybe it's the proud adrenaline rush. But honestly, if I had an additional 10 miles to go, I'd probably be fine too. Rides like this help me understand my body better. How to train, how to fuel, and how to respond when something goes wrong. Everyone's approach is different, but I hope sharing mine gives you some useful insight or inspiration for your own riding
How are you
journey.
feeling, Luke?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Nice.
It's surprisingly good, I'd say.
Yeah.
I've had a few rest stops for my aching body parts. So.
Let me know in the comments if you want to deep dive into my gear setup, training routine, or recovery habits. And if you're planning a big ride, good luck and enjoy every mile.
Okay, I weirdly have a second wind after finishing 200K. I don't know where it's coming from, but maybe I fueled right, maybe I chained right, but I'm pretty proud of myself and the whole crew today. So we finished by 6, and then I'm gonna go into recovery mode for 2 hours. That's generally the gist of a big day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all on my next ride. Bye!